Okay, it's Saturday, September 11th. First time back racing in 2 years. Truck did pretty good. I mean, we got the trailer loaded down with all the goodies, got the four-wheeler in it. My bigger generator, I usually run a smaller one, but I gotta get it going. But truck did good. Only one little scare. I've been trying to run the rear tank empty so I can replace that sending unit. And I knew it was getting low, but no sooner than I decided to turn on the cruise control, it just acted like it didn't go nowhere, and I kind of forgot about it. Then it started missing and cutting out. Then I realized I had to switch over to the front tank. So at least I got rid of all the fuel that I could out of that rear tank. And maybe tomorrow, depending on what happens tonight and how things go, maybe tomorrow I'll do the rear sending unit. But hopefully I remembered I can dig up my hardware to mount the camera in the car. I'm not sure if I got it. So if I can't put it in the car, I'll just have to update you between rounds. But we're finally back. Hopefully everything will go good. Okay, so I've already made 2 passes. Did not take the time to set up the camera. I was talking everybody's ear off that I hadn't seen in a long time. Car not as quick as I'd like it to be, but it seems to be consistent. I mean, brand new tires. I haven't even scuffed the glaze off of them yet. I'm trying to do a heavy burnout to get them good and sticky, but they seem to be working pretty good. First pass right here, I'm in the right lane. Oops, wrong ticket. Right there. First pass is, I had a negative 004, which means a red light of 004, so red light is losing, but at least I wasn't super late, because I was worried about being late on the tree for not racing for 2 years. Ended up going a 6:53 with a 9. Second pass, 048 in the green. Not deadly, but in the game. 60 foot, just a slightly bit better. On a 60-52 with a 5. Picked up one number. It's pretty consistent. The car acted like it wanted to die at the end of the track. First pass, but did not second pass. I made some very small changes. I lowered the float level just a little bit in the rear bowl. Leaned out the air mixture screws 1/4 of a turn on the front metering plate only. And maybe my changes made the difference, or maybe it was just condensation in the carburetor, because that is 2-year-old fuel in that car. So I'm going to mount the camera for the next pass. These first 2 passes were time runs, not eliminations. I don't really expect to go far in eliminations because I haven't raced in 2 years, but you never know. Could be a lucky night. So I'm going to mount the camera and wait for my next run. Okay, so it's the following morning now, and just want to make one thing clear. Even though I did not get a single win light in eliminations last night, I am not that disappointed. I would have liked to have seen a few win lights, maybe even gotten into the money, but I look at it this way. I have been out of racing for another 2 years, and we hooked up a truck that's been apart for 10 years that I finally got together through just a crap storm of bad things happening in the family and life, and that aided to me taking so long. The truck did fine. Only thing that happened was my emergency brake hardware from LMC truck failed again. I'm going to have to make something, and I'll show you what actually keeps failing. There's a little clip that goes here, and this one broke. What you do is that cable that leads to the passenger side rear wheel, it's held in. You slip it through this hole here, and the clip slides over it like that. Well, the clip failed again, so I need to fix that. But other than that, the truck performed flawlessly. I mean, when you're on decent roads, which most of the trip to Ohio Valley Dragway, if you take Gene Snyder, is not good roads. You've heard me complain about Kentucky using its tax money for stupid stuff and not for stuff it's meant to be used for. I mean, part of Gene Snyder, you bounce pretty hard, but honestly, even that truck over there with its superior front suspension and steering bounces like crazy on that road with a small trailer. So that is what it is. So I want to explain, just want to go over what happened last night. We got 3 time trials, 1, 2, 3, first round eliminations, second round eliminations. First time trial, 653 with a 9, almost a 654. I said, okay, I'd like it to be a little quicker. It wasn't super hot, but the air didn't feel that great. And second time run, and plus, I had brand new slicks, and I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but when you have brand new slicks, it takes a few runs for them to really come around to their full potential. You got to kind of, as some people put it, knock the glaze off. So they don't really have a glaze, but you got to rough them up and get them sticky. And the type of slicks I have now should not require a long burnout. But they seem to get a little better as the night went. Now, second pass, car ran a little better. And as you can see, it's like one number, a little bit more than one number quicker. 652 with a 5 and a 6. That was a 653 with a 9 and a 7. 60 foot. 143 with a 9, 144 with a 2, so that's like half of a tenth, I think. And then last time run, another 52 with a 3. I was like, wow, that's nice and consistent. I want it to be faster. The car used to be faster, even at the weight it's at. Still haven't figured out why, but that will come later. But the good news is it was consistent. First round eliminations, I dialed a 651. The sun was going down. It was slightly cooler, but still felt muggy, so I didn't think the car would break out by a lot. I figured it'd pick up, but not a lot. Well, I got there first, dialed a 651, went a 649 with an 8. Now look, you can see I lifted 101 mile per hour, 104, 105. So I killed 4 mile per hour, almost 4 mile per hour. And still went to 49. I was like, wow, the car's going to pick way up. I said, well, there's several things that could have made it pick up that much. Number 1, cooler air, which is obvious and we always expect. Number 2, my new tires are starting to work better. Number 3, I got 2-year-old fuel in this car, probably some condensation in there, which I did not take the time to flush out. So maybe that's getting better. And the reason I lost that, he had an 026 reaction time. I had an 050. So he got me. I broke it. When you break out, you lose. And it looks like he lifted some too, but he had no way of knowing I was going to break out until I broke out. he really kind of lifted too soon and let me in front of him. That was his mistake, but lucky for him, I broke out. And even though he still beat me on the tree, though. Now, last around elimination, I red lighted, 004 red. Very close to a perfect light. I'd rather see a 004 red than a lousy green and, you know, lose with a lousy light that's green. So, I was afraid my lights would be slow and lousy. Slow meaning reaction time. Now look what she red lighted, 082. So, but like I said, you cannot predict the future, and you can't lay back on the tree hoping that your opponent will do something like that. Look, she messed up bad. She dialed a 616, maybe she lifted. 112, maybe not. 112 mile per hour. And she only ran 630. Her 60 foot is not what a 630 or a 616 car would do. See, she didn't 60 foot as good as my slower 651 car. See, I slowed down to back down to a 651 too. I don't know what happened there. Could have been moisture on the track. That's about the time that dew settles on the track. I don't know. That's something I need to work with. And hopefully for the rest of this year and beginning of next year, I will have more time to pay attention to these tiny little issues that make you win and lose races. So, that being said, if you see when you watch this video, don't think I'm disappointed. So, a little disappointed. I'd like go-arounds. I'm not going to lie about that. But, I mean, considering first time back, truck is back, get to use my big trailer again. And the enclosed trailer is just so much better than the open trailer because you just got everything already in there. If you don't need to do a lot of work to the car, it's all in there. I even got the four-wheeler in here. I may add some airbags to the rear suspension of the truck, because when you put this four-wheeler in here, I think this four-wheeler weighs like 550. I think that's with me on it. I weighed it at the scales one time. There's a lot of weight directly in the front of the trailer. I'm tempted, after I get my winch hooked back up, there used to be a winch that I had bolted at the front of the trailer on the floor. I'm tempted to sell this and get something smaller, just for more room and less weight in the trailer. So, and the reason I like to keep it now, because this four-wheeler, if something happens to the car, of course, track personnel will usually tow your car back to the trailer for you, or somebody will help you. But if something does happen to the car, you need a way to get it in the car, and this four-wheeler hooked to it where you can drive it right up in here and get it in here. So I'm going to go in there and edit what I filmed last night, and this will be at the end of the video, of course. You'll see that when you watch it. But thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated on other stuff I'm doing.